everybody, and welcome back to my channel. I did just shower, my hair is up in a super messy bun, so we are doing a tutorial today. Not that that's like what that means, but just so you guys know why my hair is up, because I just showered, and because we're doing a tutorial. Also, I'm completely 100% pretty blind right now. I didn't put contacts in. I've been wearing my glasses a lot more recently, so while I can look at the little screen that shows me what I look like, I just look like a blob with the green shirt on. So hopefully you guys are going to be able to see everything that I'm doing as I'm doing it, and we're just kind of gonna see how this works. But today's tutorial is going to be using one of the newer Wet n Wild palettes. This one is in the shade Nude Awakening. These are their new 10-pan eyeshadow palettes. So this is one of their newer 10-pan eyeshadow palettes. I did a tutorial with one already. I did a tutorial with the one that was called Rosé in the Air. And I actually did determine that there are two additional palettes, which you guys will be seeing that I purchased in an upcoming video. So you will have videos about those as well. As you know from that first video, the texture of those eyeshadows was fantastic. The staying power was wonderful. I know I didn't tell you that in the video, but the staying power was wonderful. The pigmentation was there. There wasn't too much fallout. Like seriously, these eyeshadows were fantastic. So I'm hoping that these are the same. This is obviously much more of a neutral palette. You do have kind of, I'd say maybe a little bit of a pop of color with this shade right here, just because it's a like almost wine burgundy color. But really for the most part, you've got very neutral-y shades. It looks like you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mattes and therefore 5 more shimmery shades as well. And then just like with the other palette, this shade right here and this shade right here are labeled transition. I don't know if you guys can see that in the pan, but you can see the word transition. It does also on the packaging, this is something I didn't point out with the first video, on the back, it kind of gives you some ideas as to where you might want to put the colors. So it kind of numbers the shades right here, and it gives you a couple of eye looks that have some variations as to where you could be putting those colors, and one of them is a day look and the other is a night look. So I think that's kind of a cute concept, something that's maybe a little bit more new to makeup and isn't really sure where they want to place the products. That could be super helpful for them. But I'm just going to do a really neutral, simple, easy look today. I might get into some of the darker transition shades, but I don't really think I'm going to. I think I'm going to stick with more of the lighter, like shimmery shades on this side with maybe just a touch of this transition and a little dabble of that one. I don't know. We'll see where this goes, but I don't have intentions to make this like a super dark look or anything. So let's get started. I already have my foundation and bronzer, blush, highlight. I've got even my brows on already, so just waiting on eyes. I am going to prime my eyes with this Wet n Wild Photo Focus eyeshadow primer. This is so dirty, I don't even know how that happened, but I'm just going to dab that on my eyelids. I'm also just now noticing that my lips are covered in foundation. We'll remedy that right after finishing with this primer. Alright, that's much better. Okay, so to start off, I'm going to take a fluffy blending brush, and I'm just going to start off with this transition shade right here and put that right in the crease. I'm going to zoom you guys in a little bit. Okay, this was really, really easy to blend. It was super easy to build up too. So it was kind of a lighter shade initially, and then I've kind of built it to be a little bit more deeper in the crease, and I really like the way that it's looking so far. So far, so good. Admittedly, a matte transition shade isn't like too hard for eyeshadow palettes typically, but you know, good start. Let's see here. I think I'm going to take this shade right here. This, it's like a cream shade. And I'm going to take actually just my finger, and I'm going to just put that all over the eyelid. Oh, that's really pretty. It's like a nice shimmery shade. I'm experimenting more and more with using my finger for eyeshadows on my eyelid, especially like more metallic ones or more shimmery ones, just because it's definitely a different look. So that looks really nice though. I'm liking how that's looking so far. Then I'm going to take this shade right here, this top more shimmery goldeny shade, and I'm going to focus that on the outer half of the lid, still with my finger. Oh wow, that's so pretty. It's a really pretty shade, and I like how shimmery those both are. They're showing up really nicely. Yes, I really like that. So far, so good. Very neutral look, like I said, but those are blending out really well. They're super pigmented. I'm also not really seeing any fallout, like much of any fallout, so that's exciting. So let's see, what do I want to do? I think I want to darken up the crease just a hair. Just a hair. I don't know. I'm thinking, I don't feel like I want to do the burgundy since I'm wearing a green, like a green shirt, but the black is a little deep, so let's go into this shade right here. It's the shade in between the burgundy and the black, still with just that same brush that I used for the crease initially, and I'm just going to put that right on the edge there and kind of blend it in. Windshield wiper motions, holding the brush like as far back as I can so it's got the softest touch possible. I guess my only other wish with this palette, shade-wise, and this is just me, is that there was like more. There are like 5 light shades that you could use on your lid, but only really 3 that I would contemplate using in my crease, and I wish there was just a little bit more, like 4 and 4 even. That would be better, because of the shades to use on your lid, they're all shimmery, and I typically am not going to want to put a shimmery shade in the crease. I don't know. There's just, I wish there was almost just one more like nice darker crease shade. Alright, now I'm going to take a fluffy blending brush with the matte white up top, and I'm going to blend out the edges and kind of use that to highlight my brow bone as well. I will say this white is pretty chalky, pretty dusty, but I'm going to take on a pencil brush that same shade that I used for my crease, this guy right here, and I'm just going to bring him down to the lower lash line, going, I'd say about halfway in. Alright, and then again, just on my finger, I'm going to take the shade that I used on the inner portion of the lid, and I'm going to bring that down and use it on my highlight, or as my highlight. Man, I cannot talk today. Alright, I'm thinking this is looking really nice, so I'm going to go ahead and add liner top and bottom. Let's see here, I'm just going to use my Wet n Wild felt tip liner and my Makeup Forever professional waterproof extra, or waterproof eye pencil in M-10, and we'll be right back. Alright, for mascara, I'm actually going to use the Maybelline The Falsies Volume Express. This is the waterproof formula, and I hate that I got the waterproof, but I just want to use it up so it doesn't go to waste, so yeah. I tend to only use it on days that I know like I'm going to be working out a lot, or that I know, like, I might cry. So, this is not one of those days though, so here we are. Okay, I'm gonna zoom you guys out. Alright, for lips we're going to use the Stila Stay All Day Liquid Lipstick in the shade Patina. Just because this is pretty neutral. Actually, I don't know if I want to, I think I want to do something more berry. Okay, let's try this. This is a Smashbox Always On Liquid Lipstick in Rouge? Yeah, Rouge. Or no, Misconduct. Okay, so that's what this is. These literally do not move, but that it can be a gift and a curse. Alright, so this is the finished look. That lipstick is drying out on me, so I'm going to need to repurchase, but I think it did what I wanted it to do. So overall, I think that these eyeshadows were still fantastic. Maybe not my favorite color choices, so this is probably not the palette I'd reach towards more often than this Rosé All Day one, or just any other palette that I've got, but the colors were still very, very pigmented. They were still blending super easily. I'm sure they're going to be long lasting because all of Wet n Wild's products tend to be, but it's just not my favorite color choice, I'd say. There were some colors that I really liked in it, but just overall for a palette, if I were just buying one for my day-to-day use, this is probably not the one that I'd gravitate towards. But alas, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button before you leave to stay up to date on all of my latest content, and I will see you guys next time.